Hey everyone, today we're going to crack the code behind your money. We're going to look at the simple but incredibly powerful math that's secretly running your financial life. From how your savings grow to how you pay off your loans.
So let's just start with one big question. What if your money could actually work harder than you do? I know, it sounds a little too good to be true, but it's a reality. And it's all powered by a basic mathematical principle that, honestly, can change your entire financial future once you get it.
To really see just how powerful this is, let's jump in a time machine. We're going way, way back to 1626. This is when Dutch settlers famously bought Manhattan Island for some trinkets and cloth, stuff that was valued at about $24. Seems like a tiny historical footnote, right? Well, not so fast.
What if that $24 had been invested instead? Let's say at a pretty reasonable 8% interest compounded every 3 months. By 2017, that tiny little sum would have ballooned into, well, this. That's over $677 trillion. No, that is not a typo, and that is the secret power we are going to unlock today.
So how in the world does $24 become a $1 trillion fortune? It's not some kind of magic trick, and it's definitely not luck. It all comes down to one single core mathematical idea.
And that foundation is compound interest. Now, it might sound a little technical, but the concept is so simple. It's just interest that earns its own interest. The best way to think about it is like a snowball rolling down a hill. Your money makes money, and then that money starts making even more money.
In this slide, it really shows you the difference. With simple interest, you only ever earn interest on your original investment. It's steady, it's predictable, it's just a straight line. But with compound interest, you're earning interest on that initial amount plus all the interest you've already piled up. That's not a straight line. That's exponential growth. That is the rocket fuel for your savings.
Okay, let's look at a super simple example, like a bank statement, to see this in action. Say you deposit $100. After the first quarter, you earn $1 in interest. Easy enough. But look what happens next quarter. You earn $1.01. Where'd that extra penny come from? It's interest you earned on your first dollar of interest. It seems so small, but over decades, those pennies literally compound into fortunes.
All right, so now we get the engine, right? We understand compound interest. Now, let's talk about how to actually use it as a strategy to save up for those big life goals, like a car or a house.
The secret ingredient here is just consistency. Instead of hoping one single deposit will do all the work, what if you saved a little bit, but you did it over and over again? This really powerful strategy of making regular, equal payments is called an annuity. It's just a structured way to put compound interest on steroids. So here's how it plays out in the real world. Imagine you deposit just $100 every single month into an account that's earning 3% interest. Okay, so after 5 years, you've put in $6,000 of your own hard-earned money. But because you were consistent, your account balance is almost $500 more than what you put in. That's literally free money your strategy earned for you.
But now, we have to talk about the flip side. This powerful math doesn't just work for you when you save. It can also work against you when you borrow. And understanding this is absolutely critical if you want to manage debt the right way.
Okay, here's the crucial point. When you take out a loan for a car or a mortgage for a house, you are now on the other side of the compound interest equation. The bank is the investor, and your regular payments are actually funding their growth.
And this chart right here illustrates a reality that's, well, it's pretty surprising for most new homeowners. Take a look at your very first mortgage payment. See that huge chunk? That's almost all interest. The vast majority of your money isn't even paying down your loan. It's just covering the interest for that 1 month. The tiny little piece that's actually chipping away at your debt is, well, tiny. But here's the good news. As time goes on, a really powerful shift starts to happen. By the time you get to your final mortgage payments, the roles have completely flipped. Now, almost your entire payment is going straight to the principal, finally knocking out that debt for good. This whole process is called amortization, and understanding it means you can save a ton of money by making extra payments early on.
We've seen how compounding builds our savings and how it works in our debt. So now let's bring it all together for what is, without a doubt, the single most important lesson of all: why time is your greatest financial asset.
Let me tell you the tale of two savers, Earl and Larry. Earl starts investing right out of the gate, at age 22. He puts in $5,000 a year for 12 years, and then he just stops. Completely. Doesn't add another dime. Larry, on the other hand, he waits until he's 34 to start.
He also invests $5,000 a year, but he keeps going for 32 straight years, way longer than Earl. So who do you think ends up with more?
So Earl, the guy who only saved for 12 years, he retires a millionaire. That early head start gave his money decades and decades to just compound on its own, growing quietly in the background without him doing anything.
So what about Larry? I mean, come on, he saved for almost 3 times as long as Earl. He invested $160,000 of his own money, while Earl only put in $60,000. Surely he's got to have more, right?
And here's the part that just blows my mind every time. Larry, despite saving for 32 years, ends up with almost $200,000 less than Earl. He could never, ever make up for those first 12 years that he missed out on. That is the unbelievable, almost unfair power of starting early.
So, the most crucial point is this. When it comes to your money, time is the most powerful ingredient you have. The math itself is simple, but the results, they're profound. It really just leaves us with this one final thought, which is captured perfectly by this old proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So please don't wait. Start today. Thanks for joining me.